Hey everyone, I've been playing around with a lot of budget telescopes lately, and honestly, most of them feel like they were put together with duct tape and hope. You end up with blurry views, shaky mounts, and a whole lot of frustration when you're just trying to catch a glimpse of Jupiter or the rings of Saturn. But then I got my hands on the Askar FRA400C, and it's like someone finally built a telescope that actually respects the user. If you've been on the fence about upgrading your setup, this might be the one to tip the scales. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the build quality is night and day compared to the cheap scopes I've used. The FRA400C has this solid, no-nonsense feel, like it's built to last instead of just look good on a shelf. The tube is made from high-quality materials, and the expandable tube ring with 4 sets of mounting options means you can attach it to just about any tripod or mount you already own. I've got it set up on my old Celestron mount right now, and it's rock solid. No wobbling, no flexing, just smooth tracking when I'm trying to follow the moon as it moves across the sky. That kind of stability is rare in this price range, and it makes a huge difference when you're trying to capture sharp images or just enjoy a steady view. Now, let's talk optics because that's where most budget telescopes fall apart. The FRA400C features a 72mm aperture and a 400mm focal length, which gives you a nice balance between light-gathering power and wide-field viewing. But the real star here is the f/5.6 Quintuplet Dual ED air-spaced APO design. I know that sounds like a mouthful, but what it means for you is razor-sharp images with almost no chromatic aberration. I've compared it side by side with my old 60mm refractor, and the difference is staggering. Stars aren't surrounded by those annoying purple halos, and planets like Jupiter and Saturn come into focus with incredible clarity. Even deep sky objects like the Orion Nebula or Andromeda Galaxy look crisp and detailed, not like smudges of light. One of the coolest features is the adjustable aperture range from f/22 to f/5.6. You can stop down the aperture to f/22 for high-contrast lunar and planetary viewing, or open it up to f/5.6 for wide-field astrophotography. I've been experimenting with both, and the flexibility is a game-changer. For example, when I'm imaging the moon, I can use the narrower aperture to reduce glare and get better contrast. But when I'm trying to capture a wide swath of the Milky Way, I can open it up and let in more light. It's like having 2 telescopes in one, and it saved me from having to buy multiple scopes for different types of observing. The multifunctional design at the bottom of the tube ring is another thoughtful touch. It's got a standard 1/4 inch -20 thread for attaching a camera or a star tracker, but it also has a built-in dovetail slot for mounting directly to a tripod head. I've used it both ways, and it's super convenient when I'm setting up quickly in the field. No fumbling around with extra adapters or mounts, just attach, align, and start observing. It's the kind of small detail that makes a big difference when you're trying to set up in the dark or in cold weather. Astrophotography is where this telescope really shines, though. The FRA400C is optimized for imaging, and it shows. I've been using it with my DSLR and a simple star tracker, and the results have been impressive. The ED glass in the APO design minimizes color fringing, so even when I'm pushing the exposure times, the stars stay pinpoint sharp. I've captured some great shots of the North America Nebula and the Pleiades, and the detail in the images is something I wouldn't have thought possible with a scope this size. If you've ever wanted to dip your toes into astrophotography but were held back by blurry, low-contrast images, this telescope might be the push you need to get started. Of course, no telescope is perfect, and the FRA400C has a couple of quirks to be aware of. For one, it's a bit on the heavy side compared to some of the smaller refractors out there. If you're planning to travel with it or set it up in different locations frequently, you might want to invest in a sturdy but portable mount. Also, while the optics are excellent, you'll still need to collimate the scope occasionally, especially if you're moving it around a lot. All in all, the Askar FRA400C is a fantastic telescope for both visual observing and astrophotography. It's well built, optically superb, and packed with thoughtful features that make it a joy to use. Whether you're a beginner looking to upgrade from a cheap starter scope or an experienced imager wanting a reliable wide-field instrument, this one's worth considering. If you're curious, you can find all the details in the link below. Happy stargazing!